So, black men are the most involved fathers? My take coming right up. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Common Sense Logical Reason. And as always, I want to say thank y'all for joining me today. Greatly appreciate it. So, according to the CDC, black men are the most involved fathers. Now, this was a study that was conducted, it was basically a report that was released back in 2013. And it was based off of a 4-year study from 2006 to 2010. And this study covered about 10,000 or so men, like 10,403 men. And this is men of different races, of different ages. And they basically got information through the interview. They interviewed the fathers, interviewed the mothers, and they basically tracked various different categories of, such as, fathers bathing the children, reading to the children, dressing, helping with homework, making sure that the homework was done, taking them back and forth to activities and so on and so forth. And according to their conclusion, of all the fathers that they, these studies they conducted, black fathers were more likely to be involved in their children's life by 70%. Whereas white men, it was like 60%, and Hispanic men, they said, was like 45%. Of course, there's a lot more information that you have to go on to wherever this study is conducted. What were the occupation of the men who were in this study? What was the situation that they were in, and so on and so forth. Because there's always more factors involved, and oftentimes what these studies account for. But these again, they got this information is based off of interviews. Now, the problem with interviews like that is they're not very much reliable than surveys, because again, in the survey, anybody can say anything. But I would say that I guess an interview is a lot more in depth than a survey. But in order for the CDC to really know this, they would have to use 1984 style level surveillance. And again, I'm not talking about the year 1984. I'm talking about George Orwell. They should have cameras everywhere in people's home and microphones everywhere in order to really to know if this is true. Which I'm not really discrediting this, but my problem though with this conclusion, I have a major problem with this conclusion though. Not to say that these men that they studied, these black men weren't the most involved fathers, but if black men are the most involved fathers, then why are all of the traits of fatherlessness found in the black community at a higher rate than any other community? Again, this is not the numbers. Something's not adding up with this. Now, could it be that they tracked children in middle income area, and these are cases in which black children are more likely to be with their fathers? Now, according to them, they also tracked children who didn't live with their fathers and live with the fathers. But again, I'm sorry if you're telling me that black men are the most involved fathers when we look in the black communities and we look in the hoods and we see nothing but the proof of absent fathers. So again, I'm guessing they didn't go in the hood looking for these fathers, I'm guessing. So that's good. So if they didn't, that's a complete slight on that's not a very accurate study then, if you're not going to get a well group of people from birth background and to say that black men are most involved, because I'm sorry. I look at the black community and I don't see it. But like I said, amongst the black men out there who are taking care of their children, congratulate. Men should take care of their children. And the problem with fatherlessness in the black community is not with the real men, it's with these pookies and raries. But like I say, this is one of the reasons why I'm always conscious of when I hear about a study. My spidey sense always goes off when I hear about a study, especially coming from a leftist organization, because they have a tendency to lie and not give us a complete truth and not do a full study. They have a tendency to do a study just enough to get the conclusions that they want, or the answers that they want, that is. But anyway, like I said, this is the CDC report. of black men being the most involved fathers, and this is my issue, my major issue with that study. Again, I'm pretty sure they will have more information to come out and people would disagree with me. All I know is when I look in the black community, I see nothing but fatherlessness and evidence of nothing but fatherlessness around. Well, anyway, y'all, this is my 2 cents. And as always, until next time.